Yo, brother, it's normal to be nervous before your first jiu-jitsu competition. Maybe you're watching this before the night of your competition, or maybe you're watching it the day of. Whatever you're feeling right now, that stress, is all because of your psychology. Your jiu-jitsu psychology is what's holding you back from keeping that stress inside, all that stress and all that anxiety that you feel. That's just because your brain releases what's called cortisol, and that is a stress hormone as well. So it releases stress hormones and cortisol inside your brain. As long as you understand that that's just your psychology, you should be good. As long as you can control your psychology, then you're good. That's why most people will fail when it comes to doing jiu-jitsu tournaments and stuff, is because it's their psychology. If you just change how you quickly think about your brain, you'll enter that state of mind in what's called flow state. You'll enter your flow state with literally a keyword. If you have what's called a keyword, you can trick your brain into using that keyword like go or activate, anything like that, paired with breathing. If you can put those two together, you will be able to unlock your flow state and you'll be at peace. You'll be able to compete at your best and at your peak. So brother, it doesn't even matter if you win or lose your first competition, because you are gaining an experience, Don't put that pressure on yourself to always keep winning, You don't want to chase that feeling where like, oh, I'm going to win this, and fill yourself up with ego. Brother, you need to be more humble than that. You need to let all of that feeling, all that positive energy you're gassing yourself up with, out the window. Throw it out the window. Just be humble, bro. That's all you gotta do. Win or lose or embarrassment, your brain is going to think of that. What you can do to change this is distract your brain from other things, Like when you're going to sleep tonight or the night before your jiu-jitsu tournament. Maybe you're watching this right before your jiu-jitsu tournament. I don't know. But all I can say is everybody there is competing for the same reason you are. Not to put stress on you, not to say that it's for winning, but everybody there is going to be stressed too. So as long as you know that your opponent that you're fighting that day, he's probably just as nervous as you are. And that's just how it is. So if you just take that into account, that your opponent is probably nervous too, there you go. It should ease a little bit of your stress before competing. And especially with sleeping, just feed your brain positive energy, not the negative type where you're going to be thinking, I'm losing, but to just stay humble with yourself and to breathe. And remember that you can do great. You absolutely can do great. Just don't let your brain trick itself into feeling something that feels a little bit weird to you. Because you really want to win, you gotta stay humble and breathe. And remember that whatever is going on before your comp doesn't matter. Just focus on going out there and showing up, because really that's the most important thing. Even if you don't place, even if you don't get a medal for your first jiu-jitsu tournament. I mean, for me, I got a bronze my first jiu-jitsu tournament, but hey, I still showed up, and I'd say those bronze helped me get my gold today. So I couldn't have done it without getting on those mats. And if I never competed, I probably wouldn't be making this type of content for you guys. So it really goes to show what little bit of jiu-jitsu and what more experience in jiu-jitsu can go for you. You can absolutely do whatever you want in the sport of jiu-jitsu. Maybe you just have to compete. And if you don't like competing, that's fine. Never have to compete again. But as long as you got that competition experience to compete in jiu-jitsu, you're already 1% better than the people that don't compete and don't get that feeling. Because that's kind of the more real jiu-jitsu, that real sports jiu-jitsu, when you're able to compete and go out and say, hey, I competed. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. And especially in jiu-jitsu, where you're always progressing. Hey, you're progressing and you're learning and experiencing. That's the best thing you can do for your jiu-jitsu. Constantly experience and putting yourself up to the challenge. Even if you don't think you're going to win your matches, as long as you go out there with a positive attitude and you are accepting of You may lose. That's fine. But as long as you go out there and you have fun and you enjoy competing, that's all you need. That's all you need. You just need to go out there and have fun. Yo, bro, if you're watching this right now, if you could please hit the subscribe button, because my goal is to hit 1K on YouTube, and I can't do that without you guys. So if you guys could please hit the subscribe button, that would help me out so much, because I want to keep making content like this for you guys. And yes, thank you guys. Now, this is probably your first jiu-jitsu competition, and I'm assuming most of you guys are white belts. So let's talk a little bit of the psychology you're gonna have before your first tournament. So let's talk about the night before your jiu-jitsu tournament. What can you do to get rid of that nervousness and help you sleep at night? Well, before your jiu-jitsu fight, you're probably not going to be able to sleep just because of your hormones and the brain hormones that are released, aka cortisol and the stress hormones. That's the hormones I'm talking about. So, with those, it's going to keep you up all night. Your brain is going to be in fight or flight mode, preparing your brain. It's saying, hey, look, be ready for what's going on tomorrow. And you're going to replay every single scenario, what's going to happen. Win, lose, embarrassment, you name it, that is going to happen. Your brain is going to constantly replay scenarios over and over and over, every single outcome. But if you realize that everybody else in the atmosphere, they're not worried about you winning or losing the same way that you think you are worried about it. So, if you just ease down on the pressure you put on yourself before your tournament, and just remember to breathe, and maybe even have a keyword before you're going to compete, this helps drastically. You'll be able to breathe, you'll be able to focus, and you won't have that stress before your fight. Because personally, when I do my first jiu-jitsu tournament, I was freaking out. I didn't compare it to a regular roll at my gym. I was just so nervous and I couldn't even think. I let that stress and all that cortisol get to my head. I wasn't able to compete at my best. And I did lose my tournament, but I learned lessons from it, right? Because it's not just about the experience of competing, it's getting that feeling, like I said, getting used to that feeling. The more times you compete, the less times you're going to feel stressed. At least that's what it was for me. The more times I competed, it was able to go away over time. And for some people, that's probably not going to go away, even for the most top athletes in the sport, because you feel that pressure. Everybody's watching you and you feel you have to win for all those people. If you realize that you don't actually have to do that, you just focus on yourself and realize all those people doesn't matter. You're there to do you, and everybody in that arena that is competing is doing the same thing as you. They're probably just as nervous as you. And that's something I learned from my coach. He told me everybody here is probably just as nervous as you are. So if you just take that into account, and you can just look at someone and they may not show that they're stressed, but deep down they're probably stressed about the tournament too. So if you just take that into an account before you're fighting and you realize, hey, my opponent's probably just as nervous as me, there you go. And just wire your psychology a little bit different, and you'll be able to compete at your best. So you're not feeling stressed the day of your competition. Because the competition itself builds a lot of pressure in people's heads where they have to feel nervous that everybody around them is watching them, and that just adds way more pressure because you want to succeed. But if you're going to succeed in competing, you need to succeed within yourself. You need to succeed in your own mindset and what that means to you. So if you just wire your brain a little bit differently, change that psychology a little bit, and gas yourself with more positive energy, not the ego type, I'm talking about the positive energy, where you're humble and you're able to accept that little bit of stuff, not fill yourself with ego. I'm not talking about that. Just stay calm, breathe, and remember that your opponent is just as nervous as you. That's all you have to take into account, and go out there and just compete at your best. If you took some value from this video, could you please subscribe? Because I want to make content like this all the time for you guys, and I want to improve your jiu-jitsu. Now, I want you guys to comment down below how your first tournament went, or if you're just about to compete, how nervous you are feeling. Comment down below how you are feeling before your first comp, and then come back after you've competed. Come back in the comment section and type below how you did and what your psychology was going through this process, or what you were feeling in the comments.